Hello students, how are you all? Welcome back in English class. As you know, we are discussing the chapter The Thief Story written by Ruskin Bond, a very good one story based on the aspiration, betrayal, friendship, trust. So many factors are here hidden inside the story. So let's first of all complete our left out portion. A little bit portion is left, and afterward we will elaborate this whole story. We will discuss the theme, we will discuss the basic idea of the story. So let's start our today's chapter. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous. So then finally he made up his mind. He ran back to Anil's house. He was in a hurry because already it was midnight and he was nervous. He was so thoughtful about it and he was regretful also. And for it is much easier to steal something's or someone's money than to return it undetected. Because never he did this kind of act in his life, because he robbed so many people in his lifetime, but it was like rarest of rarest situation for him, where he was going back undetected or unexposed to keep the money back. And he was fearful regarding this, and he was very frightened, very anxious about it. Then what he did, I opened the door quietly and then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. So weather was still the same, it was moonlight earlier also. And Anil was still asleep, Anil was still sleeping very peacefully, very silently. I crept to the head of the bed. So he crawled towards the bed where Anil was sleeping, and my hand came up with the notes. So he held the notes carefully in his hand. I felt his breath on my hand. So Anil was sleeping. He observed him carefully, and then I remained still for a minute. So he held up himself for a minute, and then what he did, then my hand found the edge of the mattress. He tucked the money carefully under the mattress in the same way earlier, like it was kept by the Anil. Then I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. So Anil was ready with the tea when next day Hari woke up. Hari woke up very late that day because whole night he was awake, and due to the last night episode he was sleepy. He woke up very late, and when he woke up he saw that Anil was already ready with the cup of tea. He offered him a cup of tea, and then he stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50 rupee note between his fingers. So when he offered a cup of tea to me, he was having a note. He kept a note and it was tucked between his two fingers. It was a 50 rupees note. My heart sank. My heart dropped down at that very moment. So my heart was descended in fear. So I was so fearful at that moment. I thought Anil had discovered my theft. So he was so fearful at that moment. I made some money yesterday, but something else happened here. Anil was so happy, and in a happy mood, in a happy way, he said too. He addressed Hari that he said, I made up some money yesterday. He explained, now you will be paid regularly. So it was an offer from Anil to me. Then he said, now you will be paid regularly. He said to me, he told me that now he would pay me regularly, and then my spirit rose. So that time he was relaxed, and that time he was about to breathe. He got his nerve back, and then what happened? But when I took the note, when he hold the note from Anil's hand, what was it? I saw it was still wet. I saw it was still damp. It was still moist from the night's rain. So today we will start writing sentences. He said. So at that moment when I come to know that the note was still wet, so again my heart dropped down, again my heart sank. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So at the end of the story, Anil was aware about Hari's act, but he did not give any hint, any idea. He did not show any expression to Hari that he knew that Hari was ran away. So students, here our chapter is completed and we have already discussed all the factors of the chapter, that how Hari met Anil, how he made a plan to rob Anil's money, and then what happened, he ran away from Anil's house by taking up his money, 600 rupees, and then he came back to Anil's house as he was so impressed, he was so deeply affected by Anil's kind nature, Anil's generosity, Anil's loving, caring nature, and how Hari, who was a thief, was totally changed just due to Anil's love. So students, the story, the thief story, written by Ruskin Bond, is depend on so many different kinds of themes like aspiration, betrayal, kindness, honesty, trust, acceptance. So here the main character we have is Hari. He is a thief by profession. He was only 15 but was perfect in his skill. So due to some unavoidable circumstances, he became a thief. And when he met Anil and he robbed 600 rupees. So here Hari, he robbed 600 rupees from Anil and ran away from the house, and afterward he was a thief, and when he ran away afterward he begins to feel guilty inside of his heart. So two reasons we have here. First of all, Anil showed a different kind of, a next level kind of trust in him. So it was a different kind of feeling for Hari. And secondly, when Anil gave him promise that he would teach him how to read and write, he comes to know that ability to read and write is worth more than a few of 100 rupees. He belongs to a different kind of environment. He was a thief, and here we are able to see the dark side of our society, where people like Hari are forced to rob other people because they do not have any other option to survive. Maybe just because little or no help is provided by the government. So students, you see, Hari was so young but was so perfect in his robbing skills. And one more factor we have here related to Anil. Anil knew this thing, that Hari was making profit from his daily supplies and he was hiding the money from Anil, and Hari was also aware regarding this, that he was paying too much to Hari, but still he did not mind all that, and it shows that Anil was so honest, so kind-hearted. And the robbing episode, the robbing incident at the end of the story is also very interesting, where a thief like Hari was totally changed, and he comes to know that there are so many other important things are present in our life, and one of them is ability to read and right. And the end of the story is also very interesting, is also very amazing, where the readers comes to know that once the money has been taken and then returned back, and at the end of the story, at last, the reader comes to know that Hari was a thief. Now he would get a chance to live with Anil and to live an honest life. Now, Hari, he will no longer have to live on his wits or add scars on his face. So you see, so many different amazing kind of factors are present, and so many ups and downs are present in our story, and these all things makes our story so important, so amazing. So see, what is the message of the story? It is that whenever somebody shows his interest on you, always pay respect towards his trust, his faith. We shall not betray the trust reposed by any person, because it's well said that if trust is lost, everything is lost. And kindness and love touches the heart of every people, always and always. It works. And with the kindness, with the love, we can change even the cruel person or even the people like Hari. You see, you have already noticed that how Hari, who was a thief by nature, who was a thief due to his circumstances, who was totally changed by Anil's generosity, Anil's loving, caring nature. And when he ran away from the house by taking 600 rupees, his heart was restless, he was totally irritated, he was in a thoughtful mood what to do, he was in a dilemma. And when he came back to the house, and in the morning, Anil gave him 50 rupees note. He took the money, and that moment he was so relaxed, his soul was so happy that worth of that 50 rupees was more than 600 rupees. So you see, with the touch of kindness, with the touch of care, love, we can change our society, we can change our world, and the picture of this world would be different. Thank you.